Are you thinking about moving to Arlington, Virginia and wondering about the cost of living? Wondering how much you might have to pay to rent or to purchase a home? Or how much it will cost you to drive to work or to use public transportation? Are you coming here to work for Amazon, who's opening a new HQ2 expected to employ over 25,000 people? And both Boeing and Raytheon have recently announced they're moving their global headquarters to Arlington later this year. Whether you're considering a move to Arlington for one of those companies, a military relocation, or some other reason to move here, it's important to know the cost of living in Arlington. This is the total amount of money required to cover your basic necessities. It includes housing, food, taxes, and other expenses like transportation, healthcare, childcare, utilities, and education. You may also want to look at the cost of discretionary expenses like clothing, recreation, entertainment, travel, and personal care, although those items may vary depending on your individual lifestyle. If you look at the cost of living index published by the Council for Community and Economic Research, where a national average for cost of living would be 100, the cost of living index in Arlington, Virginia is 149. Meaning overall, it's 49% more expensive to live in Arlington than the average nationwide. But every area is different. So if you're moving from New York City or San Francisco, you'll find the cost of living in Arlington significantly less than what you've been paying. If you're moving from Dallas, Texas or Memphis, Tennessee, you'll find the cost of living significantly more than what you're used to. And if you're moving from Seattle, Washington, you might find the overall cost of living just about the same or slightly less here in Arlington, with housing sale prices higher on average, but other expenses that may be lower, offsetting your total cost. Whether you decide to buy or rent, housing makes up the largest percentage of expense in almost any area, and Arlington is no exception. Housing costs here are running more than 130% over the national average. Right now, the average monthly rent is around $2,460, with an average square footage of 862 square feet. 2-bedroom and 3-bedroom rentals will likely be more than that. 57% of the households in Arlington are renter-occupied, while 43% are owner-occupied. The average home sale price year-to-date in 2022 is just over $800,000, with a median sales price of $655,000. There are a lot of townhomes and condominiums in the area where the average price is about $550,000, while the average price for a detached single-family home is about $1,325,000. But in 2022, those single-family home prices range from an 848 square foot home built in 1945 in the Knock neighborhood of South Arlington that sold for only $450,000. To a brand new 8,600 square foot home in Country Club Hills in North Arlington that sold for $4,150,000. Because there's so little land here, most new construction are built on lots where the older homes have been torn down. These can easily reach or exceed $2 million. Other basic costs are not as high compared to the national averages. Monthly utilities should run about 5% lower than the national average. Food is 13% higher, while healthcare runs on par with the national average. Transportation is 4% higher, and goods and services for non-necessary expenses are 14% higher. Because these numbers are constantly changing, you may want to use a cost of living calculator like this one from Bankrate.com, which is updated regularly and can be especially useful to compare the cost of living in Arlington to whatever area you're coming from. I'll put the link to it and several other resources in the description below. A general rule of thumb is that the amount you're spending on necessities, such as housing and food, should be no more than 50% of your take-home pay. This is based on the 50-30-20 budget guidelines, which recommend spending 50% of your income on basic necessities, 30% on discretionary items, and putting the other 20% away in savings. Your own budget may be different, but this is a good starting point. And the cost of living index can help you get a realistic snapshot of what your living expenses in Arlington might be to help you create a budget. This can also help you determine or negotiate the salary you'll need to cover your basic needs if you are considering relocating to Arlington. and help you determine whether what you are being offered will allow you to live comfortably. If it's helpful for a comparison, the median household income in Arlington, according to the U.S. Census Bureau, is currently $122,604. While the cost of living in Arlington may be higher than average, I think it goes by the old saying, you get what you pay for. The online rating site niche.com rated Arlington the #1 city in America in 2019, and it's consistently been in the top 5 ever since. Arlington was also just named the 2nd happiest city in the country, in part because the average income is high enough to support the higher cost of living for most residents. Technically, Arlington is a county, not a city, but because it's the smallest self-governing county in the entire country, it often is considered like a city. Arlington's known for its excellent schools, strong employment, great transportation options with 11 metro stations and 2 nearby airports, excellent county services, lots of park trails and recreation facilities, and quality health care, as well as many other benefits to living in this area. If you're considering moving to Arlington, check the description below for the link to the cost comparison calculator so you can see how the cost of living in Arlington compares to your current city. I will also include links to search for listings of homes currently for sale and rent so you can see what current home choices might be available for you. Thanks for watching.